Hey everyone, welcome to Ninja Monkey. I'm Nathan, and in today's stream, we're going to be talking or continuing to talk about the most asked Japan travel related questions. If you haven't watched my previous stream from last week, then I recommend that you head that way, after the stream to get the other half of the questions that people ask. Some important questions, especially for first timers. And for those of you who are wondering, who is this guy talking to me over the screen? I'm Nathan, Ninja Monkey. I have a second channel called Happy Gaijin. On that channel, you'll find some more like low-key, sort of like commentary or vlogs, sometimes live streams on there too. And so check it out. And my mission on this channel is to bring you Japan travel related information, whether it be like an itinerary or a tip or some kind of a deep dive into something that might be related to something to do with a trip, or whether it's an update, a travel update, changes, etc. That's what I aim to do. And as a community, we all are a community here, the Ninja Monkey community. We are all here basically to try and support each other and make sure that we all have great trips. Plus, I think a lot of us are here because we have Japan withdrawals. So, anyway, that was my introduction. Welcome, and I'm just going to check and see who's here, and I'm just going to check and see that we all can hear me and see me and all that kind of thing. I'm 1 minute late. I do apologize. And hopefully everything is okay. Let me know if everything is okay. Yay. Oh, we start off with some memberships. Let's start off with that. Big thank you to... Oh, wait a minute. Where is my chat thing gone? You'll find that in this live stream you need to be a little bit patient because I am kind of terrible when it comes to to making sure that everything is running correctly. But we have there we go. Ooh, why isn't it appearing? No, why not? It should be appearing. Anyway, is the chat not working? The chat is working, but for some reason the super chat's not showing. But anyway, I was just gonna say thank you so much to Jim Ross for sending the 5. There we go. Sends 5 Ninja Monkey gift memberships. Arigato gozaimasu. Also for Lord McGray, who sent 5 Ninja Monkey memberships. If you're lucky, you have access to some emojis there that you can use. Plus, you're just cooler now all of a sudden. And we have Lord McGray is here. Hello there. How are you doing? I'll just quickly do my introductions. Hey, Carl. How are you doing, Carl? Bojo is here also. The time has come to listen to the semi-wise... I agree. With the acolytes from around the globe and maybe beyond. I've got my contact lenses in, so I can't read very well today. Girl Wandered Down Under here to give us all our onsen tips. I think we're basically covered. If you have a question related to Japan, there's going to be somebody in the chat that's going to be able to answer it if it's not me. So yeah, semi-wise indeed. Frog Lady is also in the house. Hey, check it out. I have a little frog here, actually, because it fell on the floor and I just put it there. But hey, you just came up and it reminded me. So yeah, Towada, my family told me to come to Japan this miserable summer. Good for you. Common commenter, evening Nathan. Yabashi, how are you doing also? Obviously the great, the only, the amazing Japan, which is not just Alan, I guess, but it's also Michaela, an awesome lady. Mr. Ing1, thanks for being here. And yeah, if you're new, by the way, if you're new because maybe you've watched one of my videos recently and I've come up on the stream, let us know in the chat if you're new. And if you're shy and you don't want to talk, that's absolutely fine. There's loads of people that are there lurking in the chat, or not lurking but not in the chat, better said. And many times, 2 years in this, they're like, I've been lurking in the chat for 2 years, but I've never been confident enough to join in. It's up to you. I'd love it if you did, though. Blue Owl, hey, hello again. By the way, I just did actually premiere a video on Happy Gaijin. It was basically a video about a survey that was done. Japanese had to answer questions based on the things that they didn't like tourists doing on trains and the things they didn't like locals or Japanese people, I guess, doing on trains. And it was very interesting because they were kind of different. So check that one out. How are you doing, Mr. Delights? Thumbs up. Thanks for the reminder. Yeah, Mark G is also here. Awesome. Lots of awesome people here. Knight Artorius. Hello all. How is everyone doing? Great. I'm doing great. Don't forget the semicolon. Howdy. Don't forget the semicolon. A little bit of a long name there. I'll try. Cigar Attach is also here. Great, loads of people. Question, you think there will be cherry blossoms on March 26th in Tokyo? Yeah, well, according to my understanding, according to the current projections, the likelihood is that you're just going to be getting it just before peak. Just before peak. And I think that I made a video about cherry blossoms and, you know, what to expect and how to plan for cherry blossom season. So check it out. But generally, there's 2 dates that are given. The start of bloom and the peak. And people have a lot of confusion with that. Start of bloom basically means that the little bud is starting to open. Okay, so that's not the date that you really want to be focused on because you're not going to see much rather than a few petals. And then peak is basically when I think a certain percentage, 90% or so or whatever of the tree, the flowers are fully open. And you know what? A few days before that, 1 or 2 days before peak, is usually, you know, pretty good, to be honest. And a few days after that, obviously peak continues for about a week or 10 days depending on the weather. And I think that your trip is just before, so you should be fine. Hey everyone, don't forget, heading to Japan on Friday. This live is perfect timing. Great, dude. Ask away. Love your channel. What eSIM would you recommend? I actually use Sakura Mobile. I'll leave it up here for a little bit of time. For those of you who are interested, I've just put it up there. You can use whichever you want. If you use this QR code, you're just going to be supporting me. That's basically the difference here. You know, you can screen capture or pause a video or whatever. But there we go. All right, I'm going to have a little pause from the chat for a minute. You can chat amongst yourselves because we are going to go over some of the questions. And like I mentioned last week, there were quite a lot of questions that came up. Just a quick reminder of the questions that we covered in last week's stream. And that was, if I can get my list up, where have you gone? List of questions. Boy, oh boy, sometimes. Okay, so we did. Do you need a visa for Japan? What is the Visit Japan web? Is a JR pass still worth it? eSIM, pocket Wi-Fi, which one is better? How much cash should we carry? Can I bring my prescription medicines? We spoke about cherry blossoms, Golden Week, what it's like, what shoes we should wear, hotels or Airbnbs, how to get a Suica or a Passport card, that kind of thing, luggage forwarding, how to do it, what to do if you're lost in the station, and also if you need a reservation for oversized luggage. Those were all the questions from last week, and this week we're going to be looking at some of the ones, starting with a question that has been asked quite a few times, surprisingly. I know that a lot of these questions you can get an answer by Googling them, to be honest, especially with the new AI sort of assist thing. But the question that does come up is, where are you? Is over here. It's basically, what is a Nozomi train and is it included in passes? The Nozomi train is JR's fastest Shinkansen, basically heading south from Tokyo. So if you're going to be going to Kyoto, Osaka directly, or even further along that route, you could potentially go on the Nozomi train. Now, It isn't normal. It isn't included in JR passes. If you do end up getting a JR pass, you'd have to travel on the slower trains. Basically, those trains stop a few more times along the route, adding another 20 to half an hour to your trip. So it's not a bummer really. But if you did want to use an Nozomi train with a JR pass, you still can, but you need to pay a supplement for each trip, and the supplement is kind of quite expensive. It kind of makes it useless. Like it's the most stupid thing ever. You might as well just get a one-way ticket. We spoke about the JR passes and whether or not they're worth it. Check it out in the other video. We're not going to answer that now. The next question that we have is this one, which is, let me just put it up here for you. What I'll do is I'll do 2 or 3 questions and then I will look at the chat. And it's, do I need an international driving permit for car rentals? This is quite an important question. In fact, I've just been speaking about this with, I know that Gazumi is a pro here, but I've just been speaking about this on Discord. There's even a whole like sub channel on my Discord about driving in Japan. And one of the things that I have to say is that you either need an international driver's permit, a Japanese driver's license, or sometimes you can have a license that is translated into Japanese. It all depends on the agreement that your country has with Japan. Every country has an agreement with Japan. It might be different. There are different conventions for your international driving permit. And the most important thing to remember is that if you do need a driving permit because you are going to be driving in Japan, you must get it before going to Japan. It's very difficult or pretty much impossible to get a permit when you are in Japan. There might be some few countries where you could do it, but generally my advice is get it before you go to Japan. And I have some experience now. I've actually driven in Japan twice. Once with a car in Okinawa, once with a moped in the Ryoku Island, near the very, very, very north of Japan, near Wakanai. And now this summer I've actually bought myself 2 cars. And the interesting thing that I found with this experience this time round is that because these islands that I'm going to be traveling to are so kind of remote, that there were no big car companies, and I had to go for some very, very local firms. One of them was okay, I could book online and it was fine, but the other one was via a Google form, and I received an email from one of the employees a few days later asking me a few extra questions. So there you go. Let's get back to the chat and see what people are saying generally, and if I do miss something, please let me know. Hey, Charles Ton, how you doing? From Madrid, buenos días, ¿cómo estás? ¿Hablas español? Tengo un canal en español, pero intento de subir, pero no tengo bastante tiempo. I don't have enough time for my Spanish channel right now. Don't forget the Greek question mark. Hi Nathan, hey everyone, Laurie, hey, how you doing? Many code monkeys are in here, definitely. Japan is always peak. I think anyone can code. Well, let's see. Any Japan related questions? Oh, Japan says, my hot take is if you pay for the green car pass, you shouldn't have to pay the Nozomi supplement. You shouldn't, but you do, right? As far as I'm aware. I think. Huh? JOS regional passes usually include Nozomi and Mizuo trains. Really? Interesting. That's good to know. So some regional passes might have different some different things. Most of Asia requires international driver's permits. A lot of the world requires international driver's permits. And yeah, international driver's permit is definitely required for Japan. Don't do what one of my friends did. They went to Japan with a wrong convention permit. And they had problems basically. Also remember to drive on the left, indeed. Is Sendai a good base to explore Tohoku? Yes, absolutely. I plan to go Aomori, Akita, Aizu Wakamatsu, Freerom Thatch 550, whatever, however you say your name. I've actually put an itinerary, basically starting in Tokyo, going to Aizu Wakamatsu, then heading to Sendai, etc. You might want to check that one out. But Sendai is definitely a good base if you want to explore or start exploring those general areas. Why not? Let's see. Car rental in Japan on Nathan's Discord has a lot of tips from the crew. A lot of them from Gazumi. We should rename it to Gazumi's Guide to renting cars. But yeah, there's quite a lot of information in there. I'm glad it exists. I read through it also myself before planning. I'm going to Japan in July. Any tips for of where not to go in Tokyo? Where not to go in Tokyo? I think it depends on what you like. I think that Tokyo is a kind of city that there are districts or areas or things to do. You will be able to find things that will suit what you like, and the important thing is that you do what you like. So don't go to the places that have things that you don't like. For example, if you don't like anime, if you don't like manga, then perhaps Akihabara isn't for you, or maybe even Ikebukuro might not be for you. So it all depends on what your interests are. I have a few playlists actually which are based on Tokyo's less visited neighborhoods that you should check out. Those are personally the places that I enjoy exploring. The more local feel, there's definitely less tourists. It feels like a fresh breath of air, in my opinion, visiting these places. So, yeah. What is the etiquette with selfie cameras and vlogging in Japan? I think generally there's no problem with selfie cameras. There might be a problem with a selfie stick in certain situations like museums, temples, and that sort of thing. But vlogging in Japan is absolutely fine. You just need to remember that, read the room. Don't point your camera at anybody that doesn't necessarily want to be on camera, and make sure that you just respect and ask permission before filming inside of stores and restaurants. A lot of the time there are signs sometimes that tell you not to record, so it's quite straightforward. Wait, you're Hispanic? I'm not Hispanic actually. I'm not Hispanic. I just live in the very south of Europe, and I know how to speak Spanish fluently. It's my second language, or I'd say I'm bilingual in both English and Spanish. So yeah, there you go. You're right, Nathan. You have to pay, but I don't think you should. Yes, annoying, right? Annoying, so annoying. I stayed in Morioka then when I explored Tohoku, but Sendai is probably better as you can go to Yamadera and Matsushima, etc. Yeah. Morioka is so lovely. I agree. I agree. Thrifting. I mean, Shino Kitazawa is apparently like the how do you say it? Thrifting central of Tokyo. That's what some people say, but I think that there's more and more thrifting going on when it comes to clothing, that kind of thing. So maybe a little bit of research before. Check out. Sometimes there's pop-up like events and stuff like that. I've seen people queuing up specifically at some stores, and I've asked, and they've told me, oh, there's a special event going on here. So those are very timely, and they're obviously all to do with a specific date. So do a little bit of research. I'm not so into that, to be honest, but maybe somebody can give some more info when it comes to that. There you go, Shimo Kitazawa, Japan. But I think that Shimo Kitazawa is a little bit underrated, overrated now at this point. That's it, overrated at this point. There's some other areas, maybe even Jimbocho, maybe. depends on what you're looking for. Jinbocho for books, obviously. For instruments, also. Idebashi for instruments and that kind of thing is pretty cool. Thank you so much, Kazumi. Arigato gozaimasu. Oki Islands coffee and yuzu soda. I'm gonna be having yuzu soda. In fact, guys, I need to update my banana count because not including this one, we have 3 more streams to go before I'm in Japan. 1, 2, 3, and then the following weekend I'm in Japan. Exciting, huh? And I'm obviously looking forward to bringing you all along as I usually do. Yeah, hard off, book off, etc. They're great, and I think that you can find them all across Japan. And the magic here is probably to find one that isn't necessarily in the big city center. Koenji, good for thrifting too. Nice. How do you tag people on mobile? It's so annoying, I know. Nakano Broadway, yeah, Nakano Broadway is pretty cool also. And even Yanaka Ginza has a great little selection of thrift stores that sell yukata and that kind of thing. Monkey-san will be back in Japan, indeed. Hype, hype, hype! Please do. Believe in yourself, how are you doing? Also, look for Book of Bazaar or Book of Plus. Nice, not the normal Book of. Okay, interesting. I'm going to be in Japan for 1 week in April. And then I'll be in Japan for 7 weeks, I believe, or just under 7 weeks. Anyway, for 43 days, whatever, you do the maths. I'll be in Japan in the summer for 43 or 44 days, something like that. It's quite an extensive trip. So look forward to that one too. Ha. My favorite used camera shop is in Nakano Broadway. Fujiya. Nice. Thanks for that. Is the stream stuttering for other people too, or is it only stuttering for Lord McGray? Let me know in the comments, by the way. Hey, thanks. How long? 39 months, dude. Congratulations for putting up with me for 39 months. What's the direction of your upcoming journey to Japan? Any concerns? I don't have any concerns right now because my trip is Zurich directly to Tokyo, and I'm not very sure. I haven't been checking what route they've been going, but I actually don't have any concerns. I think that because you know, you never know, but there's still 3 weeks to go. A lot of things could happen between now and then, but I think that generally, if you already have a trip booked, then you should be okay. I think the airlines have plenty of time now, or have had plenty of time to mitigate, to change routes if they have to, adjust things if they need to, and therefore I think I'll be fine. It's the people that have to fly via the Middle East, specifically if they have to fly through Abu Dhabi or Dubai or Doha, etc., with a layover there, and those routes usually some of the cheaper routes to get to Tokyo or to get to Japan generally, or to get to Asia, and therefore there will be a lot of people affected just because of that. I mean, I could have potentially flown and done 2 layovers, one of them, or even 1 layover, and the flight would actually be cheaper to fly that way when I was originally looking at my flights. But because I'm trying to keep to my partner airlines for air miles, and I don't have anything with Emirates or anything like that, I did not book, and now I'm very thankful for that. Of all seasons, I know, right? I know. 43 days in summer, 43 or 44 days, Dean. Yeah. Off to Fukuoka in just 3 days for 2 marathons. Seriously, dude? Oh my god, you must be so fit. It's stuttering a little bit. Stuttering a little bit for you too. Okay, let's see what I can do. Let me try something. Give me a second. It might sort of like go weird, but let's see. All right, we're back. We're back, right? Are we back? We are back, right? I think we're back. Sorry about that, but I'm trying to I was trying to see if there was a setting in my computer, and I've plugged it in. Anyway, hopefully that would improve the issue. Please let me know the things I do for you guys. Okay. Interesting question that also came up was interesting question because I don't think it's kind of interesting. It's a surprising question. I don't see the. It's not a big question really, but the question is, why do trains stop at midnight? Why do trains stop at midnight? Does anybody know the answer to this question? Why do trains stop at midnight? The reality is that most trains, they stop at midnight simply because they do a lot of maintenance at night. They check the lines, and any maintenance they need to do, they usually do between whatever midnight or 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. before the first train. And that's in part what keeps the Japanese rail system running so smoothly during the day, and it's what in part keeps the Japanese rail system so safe. I mean, that's my understanding anyway. So that's a question that came up recently, which surprised me because I really wasn't expecting that question to come up. But somebody did ask that question. Let's see. We have another question that's also come up. It's a good one, an important one actually, and that's do I really not tip in Japan? Do I really not tip in Japan? Guys, what are your thoughts when it comes to tipping? I know I have very strong thoughts when it comes to tipping, so I'm just intrigued and interested to know what you guys think when it comes to tipping, because you should not tip, guys, basically. Let's see. I lost the chat when I restarted the system. Muted volume. Yeah, maintenance. We're going to try the I don't know, Jim. I'm gonna be totally honest. I don't know about the J-casts, just because I don't have time and I need to put my baskets in Ninja Monkey right now. I'm not gonna lie. I need to put my baskets into Ninja Monkey and Happy Gaijin. I need to put all my eggs into those baskets right now, and I can't do that right. Really, I can't do anything else right now. The channel is on survival mode right now. Is basically what's happening. So I'm trying. You've probably noticed that I've upped the amount of content that I'm putting up, because literally my channel is on survival mode, and it's actually very close to potentially not having a Ninja Monkey, because yeah, I am on survival mode right now, and I cannot really be working on anything else at the moment. I mean, if we do something one-off here and there, probably could be done. Right, let's see. Where's my... All right. Maintenance, a clean and repair like crazy for those hours. There's a good documentary on YouTube about Shinjuku after closing time. Cool. I will be watching that, because that sounds totally up my alley. Tipping is not necessary. I agree. Please don't tip. It's nothing to do with, I mean, partly to do with confusing the locals, because sometimes they're like, why is there extra money here? I need to give it back to them. You know, sometimes their initial reaction of a Japanese person would be basically, oh, they've forgotten money. You know, like if you leave money on the table, they're just going to assume that you've forgotten it, and they might run after you to give it back. And also, when you do tip, it does actually potentially give extra work to the establishments, because they'd have to claim, add the additional income and do extra paperwork, etc. Generally, Japan is not a tipping country, and in my opinion, we should keep it that way. Let's not complicate things. I pretty much boycott places that have tipping jars, or, well, tipping jars. Yeah, I try to, if I see a place, unless there's like, I'm in the Inaka and there's literally nowhere else, I will try to avoid places that have tipping jars. And I know that a tipping jar is a little bit of like, you can choose to give it, and they actually say that they're actually sort of saying that it's okay, but I just don't think that sort of like that sort of like behavior should be encouraged. Hey, more Survivor fans, thank you so much. I mean, arigato gozaimasu. I do appreciate it a lot, but it's a lot more. It's to do with views and that kind of thing, you know. But I'm here. I enjoy what I do. I hope to continue. But what I'm saying, basically, what I'm saying is that I cannot do something extra. It's basically what I'm saying. Thank you. And Survive, thank you so much, dude. Arigato gozaimasu. Dudes, I think that you've all missed. I'm not like dying of like, I'm not gonna be poor or anything like that. All right. What I meant was the channel survival, not financial. So I do appreciate the finances. So thank you so much. Yeah, we're talking about that, spots with tipping boxes. Keep Japan Japan. This being introduced from outside of Japan, please. I mean, Japan is changing. It's gonna happen, but let's not encourage it. Is what I say. I've seen them giving money back because they've been confused. To be honest, the yen is weak. The yen is weak. You are right, but there's a lot of spending from tourists. You know, also. So eggs tend to get scrambled. No problem. Ninja Monkey is a priority for the viewer, as is Happy Gaijin. And the thing is, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy doing the J-cast with Alan. You know, like I do. I just have to prioritize things. Ninja Monkey Survival fans, dudes, guys, thank you. Damn, doing things like sleeping and that dastardly thing called employment. Arigato. Thanks so much, guys. I mean, I feel the love. I feel the love. And I know that, I know that you guys enjoy my content, and I know that a lot of people enjoy my content. I think that I just I don't think I explained myself very well. It made it sound like I was in my last legs and I wasn't going to be able to pay my bills or something like that. But anyway, anything that's comes into this channel financially goes back into the channel financially. So either it's for part of the trip, for filming, for pocket Wi-Fi, or for whatever, it will go back into the channel. So I appreciate it. You've seen tipping jars in Kyoto. I've seen tipping jars all sorts of places. The number one top tip for a small bar is to buy the owner a drink. Always get the conversation going. I love that. I love that. That's a great way to start a conversation too. Hey, we are going to Japan in April. Cool. Brothers, I'm going to Japan in April too. Hey, look out for me. Look out for me. I haven't been to many sporting events there. My nephew is into volleyball. Ooh, interesting. And I want to surprise him with a game. To be honest, I'm not a big sports fan, but I am a big like sports fan when I'm with friends, if that makes any sense. And every single time that I've been to a sporting event in Japan, it's always been because I've been invited to the event as part of the group. I've watched baseball, I've watched football, American football twice, baseball once, and I keep on being invited for a soccer match. My friend is a coach, a Japanese friend, is a pro coach for Kobe soccer team, and he's all the time saying, "When you're in Kobe, you need to come, you need to come." But I don't know. Please hit the like button. Please do, Froggy. Please do. Yes. Thanks, Froggy, for the reminder. I loved your video on hotels. Have you ever gotten a better deal 4 days before your booking when you checked for a cheaper price? Yes. I mean, I don't know if it was specifically 4 days before, but I'm always booking with free cancellation. One thing that I didn't mention in the video, and maybe I should have, is that sometimes booking with free cancellation can be a little bit more expensive. You might end up paying that little bit extra for for that like quality of life free cancellation. But I do keep on checking for deals, and there has been times when a few days, a week or so, or maybe even 2 weeks before a trip, I've looked at all my bookings, and then I've seen that there's a room cheaper in a nearby hotel, in another chain, sometimes even in the same hotel, although it's less likely in the same hotel, but it can actually happen. I wonder, has it happened to anybody? Does anybody do that? And did you check out my flights video, or the tips for trying to get cheaper flights to Japan? Generally, I mean, these tips are tips that most people know already. I just put them all together and bundle them up. Lately, there seems to be a lot of competition for Japan content creators. It would be hard not to get lost in a sea of other creators these days. Indeed, indeed. I think what Nathan tries to explain is that the algorithm is forcing him to publish more. That's basically it, in higher frequency, and it has a toll on me. Kind of, yeah. I still enjoy doing it, but that's basically what I was saying. Well, what I was saying is that I can't do everything. Soccer, football season just started. Chefs refuse a drink. Ooh. Going in April too. If the blooming plane gets to take off, where are you flying from? Where are you flying to? Where are you flying via? Size-wise, what city would you compare Saitama to? Saitama. Oh, Saitama isn't that big, and Saitama city isn't a city. It's like an area, right? A lot of questions have been coming my way about China, and I haven't been able to answer them. I need like a China expert, and I ain't that one. Okay, the next question that I had is, oh, this was a good one. And actually, I'm going to let you guys answer this one amongst yourselves in the chat before I give you the answer. Well, hopefully I won't be able to need to give you the answer. But what is the otoshi, or the table charge at bars? Let me give you a little bit of reference here. When you go to Japan, many places will have a table charge when you go to a bar, to an izakaya. There is a table charge. It depends. Sometimes it can be one of these deceiving things. It's one of the top ways that tourists feel scammed if they are potentially in the wrong area of Tokyo, for example. You might go in, and you might end up buying yourselves a few drinks, and then when you get the bill, you realize that they've added a crazy table charge. This is very rare, but it can happen, and it's heard of. It can happen, especially in places like Shinjuku, in Kabukicho area. You got to be incredibly careful. I would recommend that you're very, very careful in that area. If you go to Golden Gai, or Golden Gaijin, or Gaijin Gai, or whatever you want to call it nowadays, that area, most of the little bars there, or little izakayas, They have their table charges very clearly at the door. Some of them will say no table charge. Some of them will say table charge 1,000 yen. Some of them will say table charge 500 yen. I mean, it ranges from anything between 200 yen, 300 yen, I think is more the common, normal sort of table charge, all the way to God knows what. Like, for example, one of a fabulous like view spot is, what's it called? In Shibuya, C'est la Vie. In C'est la Vie, the table charge is 1,000 yen, but you end up with an incredible view of Shibuya Crossing, and it's kind of worth it, you know? Let's see what you guys have to say. Don't be concerned with using things on a gimbal. You just have to be careful. Golden Gaijin mentioned. Yeah. Some izakayas do it. 800 to 1,000 yen table charge. Had it in Kanazawa. We got something in return. Yeah, what I was going to mention is that these table charges, these otoshi, usually you get something with it. You would get like some little snack, a little sort of like tapa that basically you pay the table charge, but they'll give you some peanuts or they'll give you something like that. You're not getting nothing most of the time. Sometimes they give you things that you think to yourself, oh my god, I'm not going to be able to eat that. Slimy seaweed and that kind of thing. Actually quite tasty, to be honest. It can happen in restaurants also. So it's, in a way, it's a tip. It's like an organized tip. A table charge is like an organized tip in a way. Hello, I'm going to Japan in November. I want to visit outside of Tokyo. Which is best, Osaka or Kyoto? This is difficult. Personally, I would say that if you're going to be in Tokyo, then head to Kyoto, just because it's kind of a very different vibe to Osaka. That's just my take on things. If you ever do an itinerary, I always say, follow on, Tokyo, follow on onto Kyoto, just because it's very different. And if you're going to be doing Osaka, then do it after Kyoto, just to change things up a little bit. They're both great cities. Kyoto has lots and lots to offer. Osaka, the same. Usually get some nibbles or tofu in return. Nathan is a golden banana gaijin. What do you think, guys, of my golden banana branding now? I just came up with it. I think I have to come up with some like nuggets that are unique, to the channel. So I said golden banana. I think it was Lord McGray that said I love it in the Discord, or said I love it in a chat in the comments, and he convinced me. So I was like, I'll do it. The golden banana will be the Ninja Monkey top nugget tip. By the way, has the starter fin gone since? Just out of curiosity. I could have rebooked another hotel for a reduced rate, but it's a small family-run stay, so wouldn't do that to small operators. Yeah, you got a good point there. Toshi always come with something, in my experience. Indeed. I did see a few places that claimed to have no table charge, but I'm wondering if the prices are higher to compensate. Interesting. I mean, from my experience, I don't know. I don't look at these things, but I don't think so. Maybe. As long as you're getting something back. Yeah. Ooh, what's this? Yeah, my videos in the background. I just wanted to highlight that I do have a back catalogue of walking videos. And these walking videos I love doing. I basically walk around different areas in Japan, and just show you the vibe, show you a street, etc. So No, cover charges are not a new concept. They've existed for as long as I remember, or as long as I've been going to Japan, I think. You see, I would say Kyoto and trip to Osaka the other way around. If you're coming straight from Tokyo. Golden Banana was fun. It makes you laugh every time. Good. Let's see. Copper banana. Ooh, that could be a thing. We could have like a banana rating. I mean, I think that Kazumi also mentioned the banana rating at some point. So I've sort of made my own version of it. Starter has gone. Great. You thought that's why I got a free appetizer. Of course, that's why it was free. Do you think there's reasonably good prices for regular size hotel rooms in Tokyo? There can be. I think that the key here is definitely booking in advance. I mentioned it in my last video if you haven't checked that one already. And actually, one of the things that I want to do in the future for Happy Gaijin is I have all the prices that I've paid for all my hotels since 2015 or 2016, and I can compare the prices back then with the prices now and actually see how things have changed. Do you think that would be something that you'd be interested in watching a video about? Okay, I'm gonna go into the next question. Oh, I want your opinion on this one, guys. What is your opinion on this question, which is basically is eating whilst walking okay? Go for it. Was I prepare to eat and not walk because I'm streaming, but I prepared to eat this Tokyo banana that was frozen and it's still very cold. I might still be frozen. Actually, it's okay. It looks pretty darn good to me. Tokyo banana. It's like breaking bread. Yeah, it's a little. Maybe I'll eat this half, and I will wait for the other half too. Sort of like. Tokyo banana is a golden banana. One banana, two banana, three banana, four. Rotten banana, love it. Rotten banana to golden banana. A rotten banana will be a good one. Definitely. We spoke about that one in the last stream last week. Rotten bananas. Day trips, Ashikaga. I'll be talking about Ashikaga in the future. My friend Mariko is actually putting together a special 1 day itinerary, like guided itinerary with a tour and stuff, which is going to be fantastic, and I think that you're all going to love. How many times this year am I planning on traveling to Japan? I've got April and I've got summer booked, and I'll see from there. Aki banana. Akibabana banana? I have no issues with it, though I never walked and ate in a super crowded spot. It was the case I went to the side and ate. Japanese eat whilst walking all the time, not in a rush hour, but at illuminations, anywhere, Osaka. So what I was going to mention was exactly that. Is eating and walking okay? I think it depends on the context. I don't generally you don't necessarily see Japanese people walking and eating in a train station, but in the street outside you might see some Japanese people walking, and eating. I think that the whole don't walk and eat thing seems to be an outdated sort of like rule um, that is still sort of like mentioned. I think generally just use your common sense. You're not going to be walking around with an ice cream in the middle of a very very crowded like street full of salarymen. You just need to use your common sense. Your relatives didn't want to talk a banana. They're lost. They're lost. No eating or drinking whilst walking in Japan unless you're in a food court or close to the vendor. I mean, that's the official rule, but the reality is that a lot of Japanese people walk and eat. Or walk with coffee. I see a lot of Japanese people walking with their Starbucks coffee. Um, it happens. I think it's slowly becoming the norm. I think, like I said, it all depends on where. Indeed, at festivals for sure. I think red is absolutely correct and right here, and that is the worst thing is that you can't find a freaking trash can or a freaking bin. So you're 100% better off eating near like the establishment so that you can throw it out after you eat. Common sense, yeah. Akibanana, that's what I thought. I'm walking and eating in the background, but that was Tsukiji Market though. Tsukiji Outer Market. It's a food market. or Osaka rules are you make the rules. It's okay to eat at a bench. I think it was a bench for waiting for the bus. Is it okay for eating? I mean, if you're waiting for the bus, then I guess yes. But if you're just sitting on a bench that's supposed to be for waiting in the bus, then if there's nobody there, you know. Akihabara becoming known international. Interesting. Oh, this one. I like your thoughts on this one because I know this the answer is technically yes. Is tap water safe to drink in Japan? I mean the answer is technically yes. I drink from the tap all the time when I'm in Japan. Unless it's a sign telling me that that you should drink from the tap. But I know of a lot of tourists that freak out when I drink out of the tap, and I'd like to know what your thoughts are with should you drink out of the tap or not drink out of the tap. In fact, I have a talking about drinking. I have a Coke Zero here. For those of you joining in now, I'm Nathan Ninja Monkey. We're having a live stream here talking about the main questions that people ask regarding, like traveling to Japan or, the norms, the rules, the things that you should be doing in Japan. And the question is the tap water safe to drink in Japan? What are your thoughts? And if you're new, you can always say hi in the chat. And if you don't want to say hi, you can just look and just listen. I know a lot of you watch this later on, so thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much. Never had an issue with water. I don't think no one drinks from the tap anymore. Maybe we should too much plastic in the bottles. Yes, I'm a tap drinker here too. There we go. Well, I've drank out of the water fountains with no problem. I drank tap water to ensure time and had no issues. The entire time, sorry. Did check beforehand that it was safe though. I think drinking out of the tap is fine. I do it myself. I drink out of the tap, just refill a bottle of water. I've inevitably bought on my 600th convenient run. Are you sure it wasn't your 700th? I'm a fan of drinking clear liquid in Japan. There you go. There we go. Everybody drinks tap water in Japan, unless there's a specific sign. Oh, this one was a question that somebody asked me a long time ago. And I know that you can answer this one if you remember using one of the emojis. Which convenience store is best? 7-Eleven, Lawson, or Family Marts? Now, if you remember, you should have convenient like logos that you could use to show. But yeah, who's that guy? I can't remember. Purified water there for humidifier, not for drinking. Okay. If you find a hotel that's not up to your cleaning standard, do you complain? What is your cleaning standard? Generally, I've never had an issue with hotels. I have had very, very minor issues where perhaps the bedding was stained, and I did complain, and they did change the bedding for me. Japanese tap water is very safe. Confusion comes from some shrines and temples. Is not portable. Okay, there you go. José Cano, buenos días. ¿Cómo estás, amiguito? Vecinito? Good evening, Lani Fincoris. Lani. Clear liquid? Sake. Are you okay, Jose? Which convene? Okay, we've got Family Mart, 7-Eleven and Family Mart says Golden Wonder, Gold Wonder Down Under. Golden Wonder is a popular British crisp brand, potato chip brand. I just renamed you to Golden Wonder Down Under there, Golden Wonder. I don't know why. Golden Wonders are pretty tasty though. 7-Eleven was my more go-to convenie. Hey Nathan, tap water is fine and tastes good in Japan. We had no problem with it. The one that's furthest away. It depends on what you're buying. Family Mart for chicken, 7-Eleven for egg sandos, etc. And fried rice. I've never had fried rice from 7-Eleven. What's the etiquette for trash in the hotel room? Do you leave it outside of your room if it's too big of the bag? You can. I mean, generally, I just give it to the people in the morning if I see them. Three daily Yamazakis are in sight of each other. That's pretty cool. No other convenience store can open there. That's pretty cool. Ooh, I should go there. Each convenience has its best items. 7-Eleven? The nearest convenience? Indeed, Rob. Lawson for desserts. Ooh. 7-Eleven yuzu soda though. Just saying. Huh? Famima for chicken. Greg's. Yeah, Bashi. You had to spoil it with Greg's. Can you imagine if Greg's opened in Japan? Go Wanda, take care. Thanks for being here. 7-Eleven is next door to our apartment, so I tend to favor that one. Karaage chicken and ball stick, 7-Eleven. Oh my goodness, you're giving me loads of... I'm getting hungry now. So 11, Moses, Family Mart chicken is better and juicier. I'm not fat, Mike. Lemon yuzu soda, that is what I'm talking about there. Yes. Right, next question I have here. Ooh, this one's a relatively good one, I think. It's... Oops. Oop. How do vending machine restaurants work? I don't know why I did that by accident. How do vending machine restaurants work? Basically, a vending machine restaurant is a restaurant, usually a ramen store, where there's a vending machine outside, and you basically choose what you want to eat before you go in. Usually from a vending machine. There is nowadays there's some modern ones with, you can even change the language, but there are some traditional ones where there'll be a picture of the item or just Japanese text. This is where you might have to ask for assistance or use Google Translate, lens option to sort of figure out what you're ordering. And you choose the item, you pay, you choose the item, and you get a little ticket, and that little ticket you then give to the person behind the counter, the chef or whatever, and they'll then give you the item. So just bear in mind that that's how they work. They're quite straightforward. They also exist for some curry restaurants also have a system. There's loads of restaurants that have systems like that where you order through a vending machine basically. Convenies are a mix and match type of thing. And lucky, they're all quite close to each other, so you can literally mix and match. You can go into one for one thing, go into another one for another thing. Hey, ache. How you doing? When is your next trip to Japan or other trips in 2026? I'll be traveling the first week of April and then for 7 weeks or whatever in summer. Yuzu lemon soda, not just lemon soda, Moses. Yuzu lemon soda. It's so refreshing. Lani, I would so have your chicken onigiri. That yuzu soda in the summer is like my go-to. Regarding trashing in hotels, we try to separate as much as possible to make it easier for the staff to sort the trash and not put anything in one trash can or bag. Anyone else do this too? Yeah, I mean, most of the hotels that I stay at will have, what is it, like burnable and non-burnable. So I do usually, divide them into burnable and non-burnable. But I also usually have a plastic bag where I keep all of my plastic bottles in there separately. Is cash still the most popular method to pay? I think pretty much 99% of places will accept cash, yes, but there's more and more places that accept contactless or cards or whatever. However, just be aware that there are locations where you will have to pay in cash, especially outside of big cities, so just be aware of that. Melon soda is so good. Select order, pay at the machine, get a ticket, give ticket to staff, enjoy. Indeed. Hello, I will be in Japan in a week for the first time ever. How exciting! I'm there with a working holiday visa, even more exciting. What are some festivals over the course of the year that I shouldn't miss out on? I think festival season really starts as from May onwards, and the main brunt of the festivals are usually in the summer. I think Odori, which is usually around August, the Bon Odori, the dances are amazing. each sort of like neighborhood or town or city will have their style of dancing it. I highly recommend that you join in if you can. I've been to a few. It's one of my favorite things. Some of the big matsuris actually happen in the north, the Tohoku in the summer, the Tohoku Matsuri in Sendai, Morioka, Akita, and Aomori. But other than that, there's also some matsuris that you'll find in Tokyo around Asakusa, or even in Kyoto. The Gion Matsuri is very famous. In Osaka, there's a matsuri that happens in the river. It's very beautiful. You will see a loads and loads of opportunities. Mac Blend, we're all doing well, I think. Paquito Con, hello neighbor. I'm already planning my third trip to Japan for next year. Cool, Paquito. Did you go? Wait a minute. I'm trying to place you. Are you the one with the baby that went to Japan? I can't remember now. You said neighbor, so. Does welcome mobile Suica app work in Kyoto and Hiroshima, given that it's JR East? It does. It does. It's all it's interchangeable. Can I link it to Smart EX for Shinkansen? I believe that when it comes to the Welcome Suica app, if you get the Welcome Suica app, mobile Suica app, I think they call it now, mobile Suica app, it's already connected and you can use it that way. Let's see. Let me get the next question ready. There's no way. Somebody put this. I don't know how to answer this because in my opinion there's only like one way to do this. How do you bow correctly? How do you bow correctly? Just, bow. Just bow. I think if you are, it all depends on who you're bowing to, but really just bow. Don't worry about it too much. Ah, Paquito, I met you, didn't I? Randomly in the main streets of La Niña, and you came and you said hi, and you already went to Japan and you come back. That's awesome. Don't break your neck, indeed. Another question that somebody's asked me, which I find quite funny, but I shouldn't find funny because I guess that you wouldn't really know unless you know, and that is, can I wear a swimsuit in a public onsen? And the answer is a straight up no, you cannot. Now there are some onsens where special onsens where they might provide you special attire. Especially when it's a mixed onsen, they might give the ladies sort of like some kind of an attire and men some kind of cloth that goes over the bits for when they get in the water. But generally, the answer is no. I was talking about there are different angles, but I think that when it comes to Gazumi, when it comes to the bowing. The previous question. As a tourist, I don't think we need to worry. I mean, we have enough to worry about. Let's not start worrying about bowing, okay? Bow, wow. Will they show Japan FIFA World Cup games in public spaces? I'm not very sure about that. They'll definitely be showing them in places like the Hub Sports Bar. Or British Bar. I will be in Takayama for the first time in April 17th. Can't wait. It's my 5th time, and there is so much to explore. Takayama is so nice. Check out my video on Happy Gaijin, by the way, about Takayama. You found one onsen, but they allowed it. That's a very rare onsen. There are Super Cento that have both an onsen and public pool area, but swimsuits would only be for the pool. Exactly. I've seen that also. I've been to some onsen that have like a pool outside, but the swimsuit is only for the pool. Head nod. I was there during the World Cup last time. Japanese celebrating on the streets was crazy. Cooler. Right. I'm gonna do one or two more questions. I'll do this question and then I'll answer some of your own questions. Any questions that you have, start thinking about them. And what's the difference between a shrine and a temple? I mean, usually when it comes to shrines are red. Although they don't have to be red, they could be wood also. But shrines are part of the Shinto, like not religion, but the Shinto belief, and temples are Buddhist, and some temples can have shrines in them also. So I'm not the biggest religious nerd when it comes to these things. So maybe somebody in the chat has a better answer. Yeah, if you wear a swimsuit in the hot spring, the management will definitely kick you out for sure. Tawada is right. So, any questions that you might have about Japan? Traveling to Japan, now is the time. Whilst I sip. Look at that handsome guy back there. Who is he? You should subscribe to that person. Yeah, you should. Frog Lady, take care. Have a good one. Technically, you should bow whenever you go through a torii gate, and you should walk on the side of the torii gate, not through the center, for respect. We go naked to the sauna here, so no problem with the same to the onsen. The Kala shrine is orange, vermilion. Actually, it's not orange, it's vermilion. If you want to be technical, Tawada, the Kala is vermilion. I don't think it's weird. I see loads of tourists do that. They actually get their Hanko stamps. Favorite viewing locations in Tokyo? Oof. I don't know. I think some of my favorite spots have been like little pockets that I've accidentally stumbled upon. But I think I'm gonna be arriving a little bit late, or towards the end of the peak. How do I teleport to Japan? I think Klook, and again, I do have an affiliate link for Klook for those of you interested. Where is it? It's somewhere. There you go. I have an affiliate link for Klook. What I find with Klook is that Klook has pretty good like information. So whenever I'm looking up passes and ideas, I go into Klook, and their information is their infographics are very good. And other than having an affiliate link, I do use them also. Yeah, Mac Blend, I hope that you could say hello to me. Best day trip onsen. From where? That's a question. From where? Oh, the building is the tourist center. It's basically directly opposite the main temple. You cross the road, and the tourist center, like a welcome center, and at the very very top, that's where you get that view. It's very easy. Kamata Blackwater Hot Spring looks really good. That sounds interesting, actually. Thanks, Moses. If you use that link, I'll get a little, like, commission. So, yeah, how's everybody been doing? What have you been up to this week? We've been talking in Japan. Have you watched my latest 3 videos that I put out? I put out a video on Friday. I put out a video on Saturday. I put out a video today. And yeah, I have some more questions, but maybe for a future live stream, I guess. Any more questions? Or I think that the stream will probably come to an end. Work, Nathan. Anything with Japan, it's not really work. Keep going. Hope you have a good time in April. Thank you, dude. Japan, perfect timing because I'm about to end the stream. Thanks so much for being here. For anybody watching this in the replay, then don't forget that you can actually comment, and I will see the comment. I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. It's been a great trip. A great trip? It's been a great stream. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching, and don't forget to support through watching and liking and commenting. Very important. Comment on those videos. Check out my latest video on Happy Gaijin, my second channel, and subscribe there if you haven't already. And I'll see you all in the next one. Stay positive. Be a Happy Gaijin. Till next time.